Okay, we're live. So how's everybody been? It's been like a week. I've been moving. What about you, Rambo? Yeah, sorry about last time. I lost track of times. I was at Brimstone's house. He was ramming clocks in his ass, so we didn't have a way to tell the time. So did you guys hear about Allan Wake? Yeah, I'm working on it. For some reason, they can't hear us. I don't. Hold on.
Underneath it.
Okay, hey, they should hear you now.
It's yeah, I'm not gonna buy it. I mean, it's $30 on Steam.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, no, I'm not playing. No,
It ain't worth no $30.
Ain't worth no $30. Fuck that shit. Now, if I went to, let's say I just went to like G2A as an example. Allan Wake on G2A is $3. So there. Oh no, the collector's edition is $2. Includes Allan Wake collection, collector's edition extras. Yeah, but go 5 years and have it still be $30. Sorry.
Yeah, Allan Wake on Xbox is $19.99.
Yeah, see, how's that possible though? If they made a game and had rights to the music, then that they all of a sudden lose rights. I mean, was that a crappy contract?
I don't know how it works out. I'm sure there's some sort of, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up because it's $2.18.
I own it on PC, and I could have swore I owned it on Xbox through backwards compatibility.
Yeah, I believe I have it. I know I have it on PC. I'm not sure if I have it on consoles.
Yeah, I know I have it on PC for sure. They got it for like dirt cheap.
So I might as well go ahead. I mean, it's only a couple bucks. I'll go ahead and pick it up. I'm not gonna even worry about shield and all that. Until you get to here.
Is anyone interested in that zombie? Well, not remaster. Well, I guess they are remasters. The Black Ops Chronicles zombie thing.
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. Hoping one of you were really. I mean,
Nah.
My son wants it, but I'm not spending the amount of money to buy him Black Ops 3 and that zombie map just so he can play some zombie maps.
do you get it with the season pass?
You can get a fucking jab.
That's an addition. That's an additional to the $99.99 package that you bought whenever you bought the game.
So you don't get it with the season pass if you already own it.
No, you have to pay it. You have to pay $30 extra.
Oh, fuck that.
Let's see. Let's wrap this up. Card number. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. Secret code.
So you guys want me to say Brimstone's a faggot? Why? Because he's not here. He can't defend himself.
He can't defend himself if he was here.
Yeah, Rags and Rambo and myself are here. Brimstone's the only one that's absent for the time being.
Yeah, but that's okay. He can jump in wherever we are. So everyone in the chat, Allan Wake is only a couple bucks on G2A. If you want to buy it, then do it now because it will soon no longer be available for digital download. So I might go ahead and pick it up. Might as well.
So I guess they're gonna remove it from Xbox Live stores too.
Yep. Won't be there anymore.
Oh wow.
So unless you can get a physical copy. Hello.
Which I'm sure those would be bought up pretty quick too, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
So I know
in any event.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I know this isn't gaming related or anything, but we covered it a couple of podcasts ago about that guy getting free chicken nuggets or trying to get free chicken nuggets from Wendy's. He actually got it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he just didn't
He
hit
sure did.
He didn't hit the 18 million, but they went ahead and gave it to him because of
he broke the record.
Broke the record.
Yeah. Uh-huh. There is a he broke Ellen's tweet from a number of years back, and they donated a bunch of charity to the Dave Thomas Foundation, and he got his nuggets. So it was a happy ending. In a world full of bad news, we finally had something go right.
No kidding.
And we still have people bitching about it too, because people will bitch about anything. Like, oh, I was like, yeah, he gets free chicken nuggets. Why couldn't he have fucking asked for world peace or some shit like?
Yeah.
Is that because it's what?
World peace is totally achievable through retweets.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
There's not a lot of, I don't know. There's not a lot of bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches in Saudi. So let me go to Steam here and go to games and activate a product on the Steam. Agree, put in code, next. Allan Wake Collector's Edition. Hooray. So I've got that now.
Add that to the pile of games you still got to get to, like the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. It was man. You see, I was planning on starting Prey, because my 1080 Ti was supposed to get here yesterday. And they delivered it to a town about 30 minutes away called Mableville. And I called and I said, okay, they brought it to Mableville. They got it that far. And I guess they ran out of time that day. Fair enough. That means it will be here tomorrow. So today I get home from work thinking surely it will be here. It's only 30 minutes away after all. And I call FedEx and I say, I go to the tracking number and it says that there was a delivery exception, incorrect address, apartment, suite number, and customer not available or business closed. Both of these from Mableville, Arkansas. And I wonder I don't know who is not available or what business is closed on 2 o'clock on a Friday. So it's still there. It's 1:54 p.m. Delivery exception, incorrect address, wrong town. So it will be the incorrect address right off the bat. I call them. I say, hey, here's my issue. You guys, I'm at such and such. My name is such and such. The tracking number is such and such. And you guys brought it to the wrong town. And I can you get this over to me here? And they said, yeah, sure, of course. We'll get this right over to you. We got all your info. We'll call you back in about 2 hours with an update. I was like, okay. So they never call me back with an update, and it hasn't moved an inch from Mapleville, Arkansas. And since it is Friday, they will not be able to get it to me until Monday, they say. So I now have a 4-day delay thanks to FedEx's total incompetence.
Damn, that sucks. Especially because it's a 1080 Ti.
It
I hate
really
whenever
sucks.
I see my
I was
packages
super
are.
pissed. I called them back and I was very pissed. I was like, you guys got to be fucking shitting me. How do you deliver it to the wrong goddamn town? I even checked to make sure the addresses that I had put in were correct. I put in 100% the correct address. Like, how do you people bring it to the wrong town? That is insane. And even after I called you and told you what the problem was, and you said you knew there was a problem, you saw it, you'd get it to me, they still weren't able to move it. They weren't able to move it 30 minutes. And I don't know how long they send stuff out. 4 hours. So yeah, I'm officially pissed. And so it makes me not want to buy from Newegg anymore because I don't want to deal with FedEx and their crap.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, that would really piss me off too.
4 days, man. That sucks. Ugh.
So, did you end up getting a good deal on your 1080 Ti?
Yeah, it was a pretty average deal. It was fine. All but about 120, 150 of it I'll make back from selling my 980 Ti's. And what I'll do is I was gonna do some streaming with it because I did a test stream in OBS to check the settings and see how those ran, and the stream settings were fine. And so I figure, all right, now that I got that all set up, I'll do some streaming when the 1080 Ti is here, kind of put it through the motions, see how it performs, and then I'll start Prey, and I'll go through that, and then I'll start up finishing. I got to finish Dishonored 2 and stuff like that. But no, no. So I'll just kind of go through things as normal, and I've got 2 videos I'm working on now, so I guess I'll just have more time to. I'll have less of a distraction from the videos now, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, Rambo, you need to stop playing Xbox. You're making it impossible for me to, move on the achievement board. So you need to stop playing and let me catch up.
I've only played one game.
But you got like 1,000 fucking achievements from it.
I can't help that, but I only played one game.
I mean,
That's all that I'm done now. I mean, that's all Xbox has. That's all that there is on the Xbox. So that I haven't played.
No, did you? No, I heard that the IGN, whom I never go to nor normally ever listen to, they gave Prey a 4.4 out of 10 because yeah, they gave. Let me go to this. I am Prey. Let me click on this real quick. They gave Prey a 4.4 out of 10 because the guy who reviewed the game, he ran into a very rare bug. It is game breaking, but it is a very rare bug. He ran into it. Now it was patched within the first week. It was patched out. And he listed, as far as I think, he listed it as a PC version. It was completely unplayable from a save game corruption, even though the problem existed on the Xbox as well. So he listed it as a PC issue, gave the whole game a 4.4 out of 10, and I've been hearing from everyone else that it is a stealth game. And so because of that one game-breaking bug that he got that was extremely rare that has been patched out of the game, IGN now has a 4.4 out of 10 for this game.
See, that's not right.
That's fucked up.
Because I've heard exactly the same, that Prey is worth every penny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm when I got that, I was like super excited. I'm like, this is a game that I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, if you go right there, oh, they have updated it. All right, they've updated it from an 8 to a 10. Okay, good. Because even if you go to Google and type it in, it still says a 4 out of 10 from Dan Stapleton on Google. You have to go to the actual review and go down to see their updated score. by Dan Stapleton. Note, when Prey launched, I had a game-breaking bug on PC that prevented me from recommending it. That's now been patched, and so has this review. I've updated to cover our experiences on all platforms. It was initially scored as a 4.0 on PC because I'm bad at my job.
Does he actually say because he's bad at his job?
No, I added that in. No,
That's
that
what he
was a
should
bit of
do, though.
I wish Strafe was better, though. Strafe seems to be very middling in the reviews and all that.
So Brimstone is here. So just so you know, man, they wanted me to call you a faggot on air. So
Wow.
I had to please the audience.
Well, I mean, you do suck my dick, so I mean, not that big of a deal. I mean, you're only doing what you're asked, so bravo, sir. Bravo. How is everybody tonight?
Things are fine. Things are fine. Things are fine.
Very, very good.
FedEx fucked rags.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter today. So what the fuck happened? They actually
They
delivered to the
delivered
wrong
it to
town?
the wrong town. They didn't update me when they said they would, and they couldn't get it to me today, even though it's only 30 minutes away. So now I am going to have a 4-day delay on when my 1080 Ti was supposed to be here because they're not going to do anything over the weekend. So if I'm lucky, the earliest I will get it is Monday.
So are they just built on retardation or what?
I suppose so. I suppose they are. So
That
I'm
sounds
kind of,
fucking amazing.
I'm very dejected, and I was very upset with him on with the second dude on the phone after I called. The first person was helpful, but they didn't do anything, and the things they said they did were not done at all.
You're like, thank you for feeding me a lot of information. That is not helpful whatsoever
Like, we'll
to my
call you
current
back in
situation.
2 hours and get that to you as soon as possible, and nothing fucking happened.
Oh, so on your card, did you end up getting a good deal on it, or did you end up having to pay full price?
It was fine, dude.
Yeah, good. You're getting the what, the 1080 Ti?
And I found a bunch of different places. A lot of places were sold out, but I got a fine price. It was fair.
Are you getting the 1080 Ti or the 1080?
1080 Ti, the Zotac
Yeah.
Extreme.
Yeah. 4K sex porn fanatics forever.
Yeah, I might play more games in 4K. There are some games I do, most notably Metal Gear Solid 5, because it's locked at 60. So when I play it at 4K, it stays at 60 as well, and it looks a lot better. It does look better. But
no way for you to break through that fucking 60 barrier?
Yeah, they still have that 60 limit. And luckily, since it's stuck at 60, it feels like it's more though, because it'll run, you could run it at higher than that, but it'll only show the 60.
Yeah.
So it does feel a lot smoother than a lot of other games would at 60. And it's not it's not a very fast-paced game. So that helps quite a bit.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So that's another game I need to finish. If I can figure out how the new missions will fucking unlock.
Oh yeah, like I remember you last episode we were talking about, like, so what the hell, like, so like you have to actually go and do certain challenges in order to get the mission to unlock or something?
Well, people say you just keep doing stuff and filling things out and getting game completion done. Because I've done all the main story missions and I got to chapter 2 and I was like, oh shit, there's a whole new chapter, sweet. And so I did missions and missions. I kept doing them, and the story progressed. And then now I've just hit this point where I just don't get any new story missions. It's all just new side missions to go around and do. And people said, well, to have new ones unlock, you have to go around and get your minimum or your completion percentage up so that new ones will unlock. So that's the case.
Interesting. So it's not like some goal orientation where you have to like get up to a certain level or anything. It's just you have to do certain missions.
Well, you do certain missions, and there are a lot of side objectives to them, and you do those, and I think that makes your completion meter go up.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see if we're going to be overburning this.
But if a regular 1080 Ti is 35% stronger than a 1080, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Then that means a 1080 Ti Amp Extreme will be all the more powerful. So I'm very excited to try this out.
And watch porn in 4K.
4K. I'm a 1440p monitor.
Yay!
It will do the trick.
This is where I could have sworn you guys had like 1,000 people watching before. Oh no, but we do get a lot of views over time. I don't think we've ever been up to 1,000 people watching at once, but we do have over about 2,000 to 3,000 average.
It would have to be on my stream. If it was on my channel, it would. But
yeah,
I'll start streaming more too to get that number up.
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and remind everybody: art contest. It ends at the beginning of next month. If you guys don't know about it, I did upload a video. Go check out my last video uploaded. It is all the rules in there and all that good fun stuff. Just go ahead and submit it if you're interested. It's $100 for the first place winner, and the art will be picked by the four of us. So,
And people are asking about a Discord for me. I'll probably have one that's linked to Patreon. Kind of got it all. I've kind of got it sort of ready to get set up, so I should flick the switch on it soon, and I'll have that going.
oh yeah, so like you're gonna do the whole like Discord with Patreons only thing now, or
I'll
I
tell
know you
what
were
I'll
kind
do
of
is
against it there for a minute.
I'll probably follow the Jeff Holiday route of every week I'll do a hangout just for people who donate to Patreon a certain amount, and then I will have the Discord itself will be for patrons only.
Oh, okay. But they do realize like they have like free access to you on our few of the servers that we're on, right?
Most people don't know that the best way, like the surefire way to get to me, is Discord.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Even though I think you've said it like a million times, but whatever.
That's okay. I don't need to. I don't really want to repeat it too much.
Yeah, yeah.
Frags, I'm playing the EU extended timeline mod. I don't know what that is. Should I besiege Genua? Then at first, I don't know what any of that is. So
Atlas reactor.
don't know anything about it.
Looks like Tekken 7 finally got put up on the pre-purchase for Steam. Oh, and it's a good deal too. $49.99.
Oh, really?
Sweet, I can't wait to not buy it.
Yeah, Tekken 7's pre-order is a better deal than you get on fucking console. Console, it's like a full 60. On PC, $49.99. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, Street Fighter 5. I forget it's like Capcom Fighter something. Hold on. Capcom Fighters Network. It's like a new community type way to play Street Fighter 5. That's in beta until Sunday on PS4 and PC. So if you don't have Street Fighter 5, you can go download the game and try this all for free.
Because, I mean, the tournaments outweigh their sales in that game, which is really funny to me. Oh, wait, that's because they don't work on it and they keep publishing and making other shit first. That's right. I mean, come on, let's face it. What, Resident Evil kind of floated their tab this year?
A little bit. So what have you been playing,
Anything new
Rambo?
with you guys?
Resident Evil 7's another game
Oh,
I need to get. Prey, Dishonored 2, Watch Dogs 2, Dark Souls 3, and I'll have Lord knows what else coming out. Metal Gear Solid 5.
cool. Sorry, we all kind of walked on each other that time. That was my bad. Rambo, what have you been playing?
I've just been playing Destiny today. Doing the Iron Banner.
Iron Banner. For fags. Yeah. Holding that rod hard. Yeah, that Iron Banner. Yeah, both hands.
Yesterday I didn't really play anything. I went to my son's performance or whatever, and then I watched Wavy Cricket and here Mr. Joker PS4 battle it out. They first of all they had a crumb-sided dress on Resurrection's channel.
Oh,
And
those.
they were arguing with each other and back and forth, cussing each other and everything like that. And so they decided they were going to handle this by playing Street Fighter 5. The best of 10 wins. Well,
That's
before
an
the
even
it was
number.
yeah, but the first 1 to 10.
Oh, okay.
It could be 10 to 9, it could be 10 to 8, whatever, as long as the first 1 to 10. And so the bet was originally each person was going to put $50 up, and then winner take the pot. And I guess from the Legion, because Mr. J is from the Legion.
This is a PlayStation thing.
Yeah.
Legion. Yeah.
Okay. They earn $100 between them all.
You know, I don't. It's kind of surprising. But then he came up and said, "Well, I'm dumping $200 into the pot, so it's their 50 and then my 200." And then so Wavy Cricket decided to. Wavy Cricket's not a PlayStation Legion guy. He's just another guy on YouTube. He decided to like try to see if he could up the stakes. He's like, if I win, well, if you win, Mr. J wins, I will Wavy will leave YouTube for good. If Wavy wins, Mr. J has to leave. And he agreed to it. They said, "Yep, that's perfect."
That's dumb.
And
That's
then-
retarded. People are stupid.
Yeah, but then at the end of the match, Mr. J lost. Excuses came out like, well, stuff was going on on the last match. Even though while watching his character, there was never any sort of where you could tell like he was like sidetracked. He was always on the go and on the defensive and on the offense too, like just on spot. And then he decided, well, I'm not going to leave the Legion. I lied.
So now Mr. J is
You know how the Legion always talks about like how you suck because you don't have that many subscribers or whatever, you know. Well,
well,
he's
they
like-
haven't brought that up to me.
no, they haven't brought that up to you.
For
I don't
some
think
reason, that
anyone would say
argument
that
has
to
never
Rex.
popped up when they talk to me.
He is like the redheaded stepchild of the Legion because he has 79 subscribers.
Wow.
And yeah, so I mean, he actually did like 3 to 4 years worth of videos against JTech and the Legion, and up until like January of this year, and then all of a sudden, 2 months later, on March 5th, he decides to join the Legion.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I guess that's you can't beat him, join him kind of mentality.
If you can't beat them, you're retarded.
and like, of course, they started talking shit with me or whatever because I happen to be in. If you know Jay Barry, I don't know if you know Jay Barry, Rags, but
I've heard the name.
he has a thing called the PlayStation Council or the PlayStation Nation.
Jay Barry.
Has-
I've heard the name, but I don't.
Yeah, he just has a PlayStation channel, and I mean, they're not really the corporate like slaves or whatever. I mean, they go hard for PlayStation, but they just like some of them like Jay Barry will come and just try to send out a stupid tweet or a message or whatever just to like trigger people. But nothing like JTech. And so they came into one of their streams, the Legion did, and started talking shit to one of the girl members of the Nation, and so they all challenged the Legion to
Why does it matter that she's a girl?
any one that doesn't like talk shit at all, like regardless if it's like Xbox or anybody, like she was like the most harmless one of all of them,
Mm-hmm.
and they chose her to go attack. Else that would actually like talk back to him. So he's like,
You're like, okay.
we can pick a. But they backed out of that. So the PlayStation Legion is just a bunch of jokes. Like
Anybody who agrees to that's an idiot. First off, both of them are stupid for even making that bet. But, ugh.
You know, this is why people compare the YouTube gaming community to the WWE. If there are like factions like the PlayStation Nation and the Legion, and one talks shit and they pick on the weak one and they go, we'll have a career match, you beat me and I'll leave, and it is wrestling at that point.
well, the place. Okay, wait,
I mean-
wait. PlayStation Nation and PlayStation Legion didn't have that bet. That was Wavy Cricket and PlayStation Legion, the guy from PlayStation Legion.
Oh.
PlayStation Nation just wanted to actually just challenge him in any game on PlayStation. Just to like lose.
And I'm sure it would be a very friendly competition.
Does it really matter? I mean, they're
Well, it
all
does-
fucking. Some of these guys are fucking idiots, anyways. Like,
Well,
I mean,
I don't see like why. Like
can't-
talking shit, like why? I mean, why not instead of talk shit, like handle it through playing.
which I agree. But like, I find them stupid because they found themselves in this stupid little battle bullshit of YouTube For what? Like, just so I could make another person feel like shit and I could bring myself up in life?
Well, it's PlayStation Legion for you. Like they're the ones going around doing that.
This is what I'm saying. It's fucking retarded.
It's just fucking
Retarded.
full of idiots.
I'm gonna pick on somebody because they play another console besides Sony. Oh my god, the humanity!
I don't know, man.
I mean, that kind of is the mentality, especially of kids. I mean, my son picked on you the other day at the barbecue because your PlayStation had dust on it. So,
Oh yeah, that shit is caked.
Well, yeah,
Like,
but my PC's probably got dust on it, and I use it all the time.
yeah, but like my dust is settled dust, which means there's like
Yeah,
nothing
no.
going on with it.
Yeah, Brimstone is like, he's got icing on the cake dust on his PlayStation 4. It just doesn't move.
Mine's closed up in a box somewhere.
Yeah, that probably would have been a better choice for me to put that thing into,
Well,
but you know,
no,
I'm lazy.
it's how you charge your phone, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, I usually charge my Xbox controller with it too. Yeah. It's got the power standby thing just like Xbox does. So like if my ports on my Xbox are being used, I no joke use my PS4 to charge my fucking Xbox controller.
Omega Jim, the reason why I don't challenge him to the trophy collecting thing or whatever, is because they have a guy over there. His name is Carl Marley, and he has like 388 platinums. Whenever they start bringing up people's trophy counts, and the people that, because that's what that actually happened with the PlayStation Legion, is they were bringing up the PlayStation Nation's trophy count. And they were like, really? Like, so let's compare. And so they started comparing like the people that were talking shit about him, and there was like no comparison at all. But then they actually sent over a screenshot. JTech actually sent over a screenshot of another man's
Penis.
trophies. My penis wasn't big enough to actually show off somebody else's penis. That's basically like what JTech did, like because he couldn't show off his own trophy score or whatever. So
yeah,
he
well, I know a guy, so
yeah.
It's it's retarded. It's
I decided just to mute. I muted the entire PlayStation.
it's
I
probably a
just feel
smart
like-
move. Probably a smart move.
probably makes you. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why I don't talk to a lot of these idiots anymore.
I mean,
tried
it's
to-
pretty sad whenever you could probably actually have a more fruitful conversation with Crap Gamer.
Fruit. Well, he's one of the first people who blocked me. I never even had a chance to talk to him. That little pussy, he blocked me as soon as he could.
Oh
Once
yeah,
he saw that I was on Twitter, he blocked the shit out of me.
he's all gotta run and hide. Can't let this guy see that I'm online. Nope, not happening. I don't know. I think the whole thing is stupid.
So somebody say something.
Yeah, sorry. I was talking on the side. So, anything new in the gaming industry that I missed, say, like the last couple of weeks, because I haven't really been paying attention?
You know about Allan Wake being pulled off the shelves, right? On the 15th?
Wait, why?
They lost rights to some of the music.
Expiring music licenses. So
Yeah.
it's only going to be available for digital purchase until the 15th. After that, it's getting pulled.
What the actual fuck?
But it is only like $2 on G2A for the collector's edition.
yeah.
So I just went ahead and bought it a moment ago, just in case, because the reviews are decent for it.
Well, it's a decent game. So I mean, really? Oh, what the fuck is like? How did it even happen? They just like, oh well, music. We lost a license for it. I mean,
Yeah, see,
Pretty
that's
much.
how the fuck?
That's what I said too. It must have been a shit contract to start with if they lose rights to any of the music in the entire, lifespan of the game.
Yeah, that's
It-
kind of where I was going with this. Actually, I was like,
Came out
huh.
5 years ago.
But still, though, they should have rights to that music constantly.
Yep. Yeah, they should. So I guess I don't know. They got a crap deal and they really needed the music, or they couldn't get other music, or they really, really needed the music that they had, or
And it's
I don't
not
know.
even really notable music. Like, what is it? Black Ops 2 or 1 where Avenged Sevenfold is at the end, bro?
Really?
Yeah, it's like not even notable like that. Like in like Black Ops 1 or 2, when you beat it, you hear Avenged Sevenfold wrote and did a song or whatever for that Black Ops game, and that's still there, and that's notable music. That's something most people know. This Allan Wake music, I've never even heard it before outside of the
That
game.
that's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, if it's any sort of like contemporary, not contemporary, but the like classical music or that like those type of people, like they really protect their shit. So like more so than like
Like the
the
rock and metal
pop
bands and
music.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like the actual like mainstream bands. If I upload a video and it has any sort of like mainstream music in it, even if it's a small little bit, I don't have no problems. But if I upload any sort of like game with like like that sort of like I consider like elevator music, but it's kind of like that in-game music that's just sounds more classical.
Hmm.
Well,
I get snagged with copyright.
do you think that's going to affect people that upload videos of Alan Wake?
I
No, it'll
would
still be under
imagine.
fair use.
Well, you have to fight it, yeah.
Yeah, you
But
have
I
to fight it.
mean,
You'll get your money back and you'll win. It'll just might be a pain in the ass. I did a test stream of Fallout 4 not too long ago, and it did get claimed because the radio by the workbench in my settlement was playing Swan Lake, and so that got claimed. That got auto claimed.
typically whenever I stream, I turn the music off in the games because of that reason. Because the music is a whole nother thing. Like with like even with fair use, like you're the music transformative by playing it, because the music is just playing. It's basically like kind of like a movie. Like you couldn't just play a movie, like even for a little bit, or even do a commentary on it, because like that part. So I mean, the music is kind of a little bit different little bug there. So that's the reason why
In
whenever I stream, I always try to take the music out of it.
in most cases, I mean, and I'm not counting Nintendo because they're not most cases, but it's really hard usually to get a copyright strike on just an image or a video without sound. Now, Nintendo, you could play Mario without sound, and you'd still get striked. But
Because Nintendo can go fuck themselves.
You could
exactly.
draw fucking Mario. You could draw Mario and just put a still picture and get a copyright. Like
Yeah.
one of the people that I talked to, her name is Eric Holtz for the win.
Yeah.
Had a backdrop and had just one of the had like different games, like different game characters back there, and one of them was Mario. And when she went to upload it, it got copyright for the Mario. And
That's
she wasn't
stupid.
even talking about Mario. Had no Mario gameplay or no Nintendo gameplay in the thing at all. It was just the picture.
Retarded.
Actually, fight Nintendo. I mean, obviously, I mean, like somebody like us, it'd be a little bit harder because of the money. But like when Angry Joe actually got copyrighted by them, like why don't these bigger YouTubers that make, back then they were making like a ton of money. Why don't they actually fight Nintendo, considering, and maybe teach Nintendo of Japan a lesson about like what fair use actually is?
Oh yeah, I guarantee you, if bigger YouTubers like Rags and like you were saying, Angry Joe, H3, people like that, if they took Nintendo to court with all the money they used to make, they'd win.
Yeah, and then maybe we could actually start fair use with Nintendo's content.
I mean, especially Angry Joe. I mean, that guy, with all the production value that goes into his reviews, there's no way that before this ad thing, happened, that he wasn't rolling in money.
I don't know. He was making quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, and because his reviews like got like tons of views.
Yeah, he got a lot of views. He was definitely making a lot of money.
But I mean, I just don't understand like why instead of like just talking about, I'm gonna take Nintendo to court, I'm gonna fight it, instead of just talking about it.
Oh, he said if he can't get the review up, or if the review gets flagged, he would.
You did get flagged.
He had to change it a bit, and then I
Maybe
guess he
flagged-
got
I don't know.
enough.
I thought maybe he got flagged again, but I'm just like wishing that somebody would actually take Nintendo to court that actually can afford it,
Well, yeah.
and then that way maybe we could actually start as a community, start using Nintendo's footage.
I was gonna say, the thing is a lot of these bigger YouTubers are too scared to fucking do anything. Some of these guys, their bark are worse than their bite. And
Well,
Joe's
it's a
one
lot
them.
of money. It's a lot of money.
you're-
It
and you're
takes
also-
a huge amount of money to
You're
sue.
also,
But
you're
this
also
is-
going up
but this
against a multi-million-dollar
But-
conglomerate with like probably
And
big
this is
time
where
lawyers.
and this is where empty threats are fucking useless. How many times has anybody ever heard fucking Rich accuse somebody of something and say, "I'm gonna take them to court"? Same with Joe. He was like, "If I get flagged one more fucking time, Nintendo, I'm gonna sue you." Well, he got flagged. I'm waiting on that fucking jury to come around. I'm waiting for that lawsuit to
You
be
go
I mean,
yourself.
He would have a. I mean, he would have a case. I can't. I mean, it sounds kind of bad for me, like saying the people who can afford it, but I just think there's like simply no possible way for like me to be able to go to court with.
I'm all for. Look, I understand it's a lot of money, and I'm all for doing the job if I had the money. But I'm not gonna.
Hell,
But
if
I'm not gonna sit there and threaten a company over one of my videos being flagged, knowing full well that I more than likely 9 times out of 10 wouldn't do a goddamn thing.
Well, I mean, if
I would threaten him if
actually-
there's a 10% chance.
So you're gonna pound your chest and not act on it.
You didn't say that. You said 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. So I'm asking you: would you pound your chest and not act on it?
Depends on the scenario.
Okay, fair enough.
with Angry Joe, I mean, I would actually. I don't even like the guy. But I mean, I don't. I would actually donate to like a fund to help raise money to help him even fight Nintendo. I would donate to that.
I would donate. Yeah, I donated
mean-
to the Bible Reloaded, going out to the
I-
Cristiano brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, I know. I mean, instead of him having to foot the bill the entire way himself, I mean, he could ask for a Patreon or somebody, or not a Patreon, but a GoFundMe or whatever, and people donate to him, and I'm sure a lot of people would.
Shit.
Because I
Nintendo
think
fans
everybody's just
would.
sitting back. Well, yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. Nintendo fans will like defend Nintendo.
They'd find some way
the
because
Nintendo
because I'm
Club
signed up
thing.
with their fucking bullshit creator program. They're doing.
Well, no, they
They'll find some
I've
way to
had-
justify it.
I've had
Yep.
all of them tell me like, you don't have a right to Nintendo's thing. That's their IP, and I'm like, yeah, but it's called fair use, and they're like, that's not fair use. Like they give you fair use by doing Nintendo to creators. I was like, that's not fair use. Like
That's not
You
how fair
obviously-
use works, dumb fucks. Like,
you don't understand the fucking the law there. I mean, it's not really that gray area, much of a gray area.
It's just that no one's actually done it. No one's actually gone after Nintendo yet.
I think they're the only ones who have like they hold some sort of, I guess, I think maybe because it's Nintendo of Japan. And why?
But I think it is. Yeah, I think it's Nintendo of Japan that's causing all this strife.
Yeah, it is.
It's not.
It's not Nintendo of
anybody
America.
else.
Yeah, it's not Nintendo of America. They actually told Joe that Nintendo of America told Joe that his video was fine, but then Nintendo of Japan flagged it.
And
And it's-
their
and it's so
copyright laws are
stupid for
different in
them.
Japan, I'm assuming.
Well, it doesn't. They
doesn't
might
matter
be in
if-
Japan, but
if
it
the
doesn't
video's
matter
hosted in
because they have
America.
the video is posted in America, so they have to go by American law for that video. Kept trying to tell me, it's like, well, they're in Japan, laws are different. I was like, well, they're not different. I mean, they're different, I guess,
Yeah,
if I
they're
upload in Japan.
The video's in America.
I was like, the video's in America, so they have to go by American law. Like no, they don't. They're a Japanese company. Like, yeah, it's kind of like how international, businesses work. You have to go by the laws of the country where the video or whatever was.
That's why Chinese products that are sold in America that have too much lead in them can get recalled. Because American law is where the products are.
Things are fine.
And the automatic weapons are legal in Somalia. There's a few restrictions on them here. That's where they're sold, so
Mhm.
that's why the
America. Man.
And let's see what else. Oh yeah, there's a supposed leak of a screenshot of Assassin's Creed Egypt,
That would be cool.
possibly Assassin's Creed, or it's called maybe Assassin's Creed Origins. Supposedly,
like an actual
possibly.
Assassin's Creed or one of those top-down ones?
No, it's actual
It
Assassin's
looks
Creed.
it looks pretty actual. So maybe it'll be in Egypt, and that would be really cool.
We talked
Egypt's
about
cool.
it. There's a thing. Shinobi. I don't know if y'all know who he is on Twitter. But he said that Microsoft. He's heard that Microsoft has a third-party marketing deal in the works, an unannounced third-party marketing deal, and really that's the only other big third-party game that was supposed to come out this year that hasn't really been announced one way or the other. So it looks like Microsoft might actually have the marketing rights for Assassin's Creed game, which is that's good news for them. I mean,
And
considering
I'm sure I'll expect Crap Gamer to make a video talking about how terrible Microsoft has the
Oh, yeah.
marketing rights to a game and Sony does not. So I will definitely hold my breath for that one.
yeah, I actually had somebody tell me today that casuals go want the best of the best.
Well,
I
whoever
was like,
said that's
I
dumb.
think you kind of misinterpreted what a casual is. I was like, because casuals are just looking for like they play one or two games and they're like, what's the cheapest way I can play it?
Yeah. What's the
And-
easiest or the cheapest way I could play it?
Yeah, they only play a couple of games. They're not going to spend $500 to play 2 games. It's just not worth it for them. But that's the marketing deals. I personally, I mean, I think that marketing deals are okay. Change with the marketing deals is the time DLC. And I think that because marketing deals really the main thing that sells the marketing deals is selling to the casual is walking into Best Buy or walking into GameStop and say this year, whenever if they're looking for Red Dead Redemption 2 because the last game they played was Red Dead Redemption and they're just waiting for the second one. They're gonna come in, they're gonna look over there and they're gonna see that big red box from Sony, and they're basically gonna be able to pick up a console and a game in the same game that they're wanting, all in one box and just go. Like where the big benefit of these marketing deals are, but like the time DLC, I'm not really sure the time DLC really is now maybe with Destiny is a bigger factor because of the year, a year maybe more, but the 30 days really it doesn't really it generates more sales for 30 days DLC. I think what generates the sales more is the picture on the box.
Yeah.
And so I think the marketing deals are okay. I think the time DLC maybe needs to go away and just let the marketing deals be okay, PlayStation can show the game on their console and nobody else can, and PlayStation can put the picture on their box, but nobody else can. Because everybody's paying the exact same price for the game. So why not have access to the content at the exact same time? But
So
I don't.
PlayStation got rights to that then? That's for sure.
Red Dead Redemption 2, Call of Duty World War II, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Destiny 2.
Wait, for what exclusive thing are they doing?
With Red Dead Redemption 2, they have online. So far, what we know right now is they have online they'll have early access to online gameplay. The Red Dead Redemption Online. With Destiny 2, we have 1 year DLC. But it's just portions of the DLC. And then basically like it was last year or the last Destiny. And then with Star Wars Battlefront, I think they're having 30-day DLC, and Call of Duty 30-day DLC, and those are the 4.
I think is interesting though about Red Dead is that because they've worked on they spent so much work on the heist stuff in Grand Theft Auto 5. I think it'll be really cool to see what they do with the old west bank robbery stuff with the trains and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, me too. I can't wait for the actual
dynamite and riding into town and having a old west hold up.
I got lost into came out, like just no lifed it. And I can't wait for Red Dead Redemption 2 to actually see if if that actually is still is going to be kind of comparable to GTA Online, as much fun and stuff. I think that's going to be.
Hopefully they learned their lesson.
I really hope
they
so.
learned a lot from the experience.
Because I mean, they seem to have done really well with GTA 5. So it seems like that from Red Dead Redemption 2, which is actually a pretty decent game online. It wasn't the best, obviously, but I mean, it was pretty decent. It was better. To me, it was better than GTA 4. To go from that to like what they're going to do now, I can't wait to see what they're going to do. But yeah, that's actually going to be like the hard part for. They're talking about the Scorpio being the best place to play your third-party games.
Third-party games?
Yeah, yeah. That's basically what they're marketing as. But almost every every major third-party game this year, Sony. So therefore, they can't show it on the Scorpio. So how are you going to market your console when you can't even show the biggest games of the year playing on your console?
Because, man, you just gotta believe. You gotta believe in the heart of the cards.
Oh yeah. Somebody said that the advertisements in the store was like going, well, how are you going to advertise 4K 60?
That's
like you can't.
Good question. Like, oh, 4K looks so great. And it's like, well, show me. Well, I mean,
well, look at the screenshot.
Look at the screenshot of fucking Forza 3 that we've been touting for the last God knows how long.
And it says right here, 66% of the GPU, man. That means you got 30%.
That means that means it'll really be able to, because that's how computers work. Because fucking, I'm a computer expert now. Teraflops.
You're not even a tech guy, and you know that's not really how they work. Because you even say
my console's got 36 teraflops. It's gonna go 4K times 2 on a quad OLED at 500 megahertz.
Well, so you've heard about the PlayStation 5 leak then, right? That's what they've leaked, is it's going to be 30 teraflops.
30?
It's going to come with the OLED TV. And I'm just kidding. It's actually supposed to be 10 teraflops. They got, it's not a leak. The analysts that predicted the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Pro correctly, PS5 to come out in 2018, next year, around the fall of next year, and it's supposed to be 10 teraflops with photorealistic graphics. I'm like,
sure,
yeah, whatever. First of all, Sony's not going to do that. Like, they're for them to do that. Like, they've got this generation like wrapped up.
So
like,
photorealistic frame rate?
I doubt it. The probably photorealistic frame rate, because I mean, if you're talking maybe like one of them old digital cameras, like where you click it and then you have to wait for a few seconds for it to like process, and then you can click again. That kind of frame rate.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even gonna. I don't even care about PS5 rumors right now.
I think we're gonna do with PS5. We're gonna start making the videos. It's gonna have dual Ryzen CPUs. Running simultaneously, one for the gaming and one for the OS. And it's gonna have Vega.
Sounds good.
Well, we've been here. There have been so many. The thing is, I'm just sick of all these console rumors, because I've been hearing about the Scorpio for God knows how long.
Yeah, but
the same shit over and over. It's going to revolutionize gaming. It's like, no, it's not. It's not going to revolutionize anything. It's just a stronger Xbox, okay?
Yeah, so it's not going to do it either.
It's just a stronger Xbox, and that's great. That's good. But I'm not something revolutionary that we've never, ever seen before, and that it'll change gaming like some idiots have said that it will.
It's not even revolutionary like the hardware they're using.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
There's like
you don't go to consoles for revolutionary hardware unless maybe it's some gimmick from Nintendo.
Way that if you look at it in a technical sense, that it's revolutionary to the console.
Yeah, it's revolutionary to the console. Consoles have never been able to run things like this before. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
So, I
that's not
mean,
saying
in
much,
that-
but
in that
yeah, that's
sense-
I'll be
true.
right back.
In that sense, I guess you could say it's revolutionary. But I mean,
Mhm.
if you're saying it's revolutionary to gaming, then no, by God, by no means. I mean, because you would have to include the PC, and there's like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, I got my 1080 Ti Extreme coming in, and it's just I don't even know how many teraflops that is.
That's like 12 or something like that.
Probably something like
It's-
that.
Yeah, some off the wall fucking number. Oh, that new Chobo, like whatever that Microsoft is partnering with. They're supposed to like. They said that the rumor was that they're supposed to be making a AAA game for Microsoft, but the only game that they've worked on is Disney Infinity for this game, and the rest of the time they were working on Toys for Life, bringing toys to life. The dolls.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be harder for me to see them going to making that title.
Shut up, Rambo. Listen and believe.
Yeah, I guess I should.
It's Lazy Green, man. Let's listen and believe.
Listen and believe. I'm gonna change my channel name to Listen and Believe. But
I mean, that's what people do. Is like, we heard this rumor, it must be true. Despite how impractical it actually sounds, despite how, if you take a look at it, it just makes no sense. It must be true because it sounds good, and I would like it to be true. Therefore, it must be true.
And like this is another thing that's like that goes along with that exact same thing. Now get this: the Ori and the Blind Forest developer, the people who made the game for Xbox, says that there's a 99%. They're 99% certain that we're going to see Bloodborne 2 at E3.
I mean, that's good. I heard it was a good game.
But it is. I mean, it is. But I mean, like, how is Ori and the Blind Forest developer, an Xbox developer, like leaking information about a Sony?
I don't know. That's why I don't pay attention to rumors, because
Yeah,
it's going to
it's
happen
kinda
the
weird.
exact same whether you believe the rumors or not,
Oh,
whether
yeah.
you even
I mean,
know
it's-
about the rumors. So
It's just weird to me, like
Okay.
that. Some of these rumors that come out are like, how did you my aunt's uncle's brother's third cousin's wife
works
sister
at Nintendo, who
brother
has an email contact with such and such. Yes, yeah.
said that Microsoft, the one that works at Nintendo said that Microsoft is releasing. Like, come on, like, it's getting a little bit out of hand with these stupid things. And I've been trying to like tell
It's
people
like that's why
more and
people
more.
tell me what games are you looking forward to, and normally if I give an answer at all, it's a very short list, because I just don't try to get excited for games coming out because I'm done being lied to, and there's no sense building up. No sense building. I mean, there are games that I'm curious to see come out. There are games I'm interested to learn more about, but I'm past the point of trying to get really excited about games,
Yeah.
because there's no sense in doing that, because you're just going to be disappointed.
I can see that. I mean, I think I just might use the words that, like, I'm excited for this game or whatever, but it's not really so much excitement, like anticipation. It's more of just like,
I haven't
I-
already declared it the best game ever, and I'm going to buy it, and I've pre-ordered it.
like
There's no possible way it could be bad.
Red Dead Redemption 2 and Destiny 2 are two games that I do want to play. I'm sitting there and anxiously waiting for the countdown, the clock, waiting for them to release. But those are the two games I'm really looking forward to as far as like multiplats. But with Sony, like, I'm looking forward to a lot of their games, but I just don't really know the release dates, and I don't really see them releasing any of their big time games this holiday season. Whenever like all those big third party games that they have deals with are going to be releasing as well too.
Yeah,
Shadowing your first party studio.
they don't really hold as much weight as they used to. Like, remember last generation where you were so excited, you go to midnight releases and that kind of thing? It's not like that anymore, because the games, they're just like, you guys were saying, you can't count much on them anymore. I'm not excited for any of them. I look forward to them. That's about it.
Well, even like you said, like the midnight releases, like they've toned those down so much. Like they used to be like a party atmosphere. Everybody got around and like bullshitting about gaming and stuff, and now you're just like, you're basically sitting in like GameStop or wherever you're at, and just sitting there, not talking to whoever you brought with you, and that's it.
Yeah, it used to be like a really good like live stream, but at GameStop. There was like they'd pass out
Yeah,
energy drinks, you would meet a
it
bunch
was
of
really
cool people.
yeah, and you would video yourself while you're there, like talking to different people, like like you'd meet a lot of different friends and stuff, and get a lot of different friends for your friends list and stuff. But now it's just like, whatever. It's not even worth going to the store to pick it up at midnight.
It really isn't. I mean, it's just.
It was a lot. I mean, it
I mean,
was
maybe if I
back
have the next
then
day
for the
off
fun.
because I'm a night owl anyway. It's like, oh, but then I'm like, oh yeah, just download it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that I do digital, that's definitely easier for me on that. But I mean, it was more for like going to those midnight releases back then was more not so much for
It's a
like to get the
social
game, but
thing.
more for to socialize and to get with the experience of it, because it was a huge party. I mean, it was
Yeah.
music playing and like people sitting around playing video games like on the little things they have set up around there, and just bullshit and talking about talking to different people about the different platforms. It was just it was a big invite, like a bad.
Yeah,
And then
like you
you
were
got
saying, you'd meet people to put on your friends list. I would
yeah.
go like I went to every Call of Duty midnight release from MW2 to Modern Warfare 3, and the entire time you were getting teams together to play all night long
How
that
many
night.
kids do you have?
Yeah, and then you
Four.
would go home.
Damn.
You would go home and like load it up, and then like you would add these people on your friends list, and you would actually instantly have people to play with that night.
It was
Mhm.
kind of nifty. I went to a couple midnight releases, and normally it was fun because you just got to talk to people you'd never seen first off, and sometimes they had TVs and consoles there, and you'd play like split screen stuff while you were waiting, and you just chatted with people, and it was good. It was kind
It
of
was just
nifty.
it was more like if you go into a football game, like most people don't go to football games or like any sports games to watch the actual game. Like obviously you do watch it, but that's not the reason why you do, because obviously you get better seats sitting at home watching it on TV. But it's more for the atmosphere and the experience of being in that stadium. And it was the same thing with the midnight releases. But now, like GameStop's actually starting, which is actually pretty cool now. They're actually starting to release at 9 o'clock instead of midnight. They're trying to be competitive with market, because the digital market lets you play at 11 o'clock. And so now they're releasing at 9 o'clock, so that way they can give you an extra 2 hours, I guess, on the digital side of it. But at the same time, is even at 9 o'clock, you go there. It's basically, if you don't bring anybody with you, everybody just by themselves. They're just loners. They're just sitting around. They're not talking. You can't really. It's hard to strike up a conversation. There's no music. There's no. It's just basically you're standing in a long fucking line to get your game. That's it.
It's worse than the line at the bank. It's horrible.
Yeah. I mean, I have more. Yeah, I actually have more conversation going to the bank or the post office waiting in line than I do at a midnight release these days. It's not the same.
I don't know. Oh,
And so
go ahead.
I just that's one of the things that like really made me kind of happy that I switched to digital, because now I can, like, when Destiny 2 loads, I can play it at 11 o'clock, but I didn't have to deal with that long ass line because there was nothing else besides a long ass line. That's it.
Livewires is talking again. It's depressing as always. He said Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves, and State of Decay will outsell Horizon Zero Dawn, simply because they all have a multiplayer element versus Horizon's just being single player.
Some people don't want multiplayer, like Rambo, for instance.
I don't really care if it has multiplayer or not.
It's not that I'm against multiplayer. It's that, or I just don't want it or whatever. It's that,
It is just that you are a scrub.
it's that every game on Xbox, pretty much, obviously hashtag not all, but like a big majority of them are all multiplayer focused. And it's like that, like you sure you get a story, like with say State of Decay 2, you might have a story mode, but then they really dumped in probably the majority of their focus on the multiplayer aspect to keep that longevity and that stuff going. Never get a break from that because like the third party games that come out, they're a short little maybe story part or just straight up all multiplayer. And then you have your first party and all the deals that they do. They make all their games focused on multiplayer. So it's like, where's the balance? There's no balance there. I grew up in the area, where you before online ever happened, and or of course you did too, Shainer and Brim. But um, to go from that to like nothing but online, it's just to me it's weird. Like I enjoy coming in and my PC or whenever I played on there and just like getting lost in the story, and not having to deal with people in my ear or notifications popping up and asking me to join a party or whatever. It just nothing besides me and the story and just getting lost in a good story.
Anyway, he said, but these 3 games will outsell Horizon Zero Dawn. And it's because they have multiplayer, right? So he not only gave us the claim to sell more, but he even gave us the reason. Now he also said, the first reply was, "You're pretty dumb thinking that. PS4 has like double the player base of Xbox. Horizon will sell out all of these games." You said, outsell. Okay, he worded that wrong. He said, "Yeah, sure." Livewire says, "Yeah, sure. I was also told that Uncharted 4 outsold Halo 5 for last couple of months, and we found that not to be true, like I said a while ago." And then the response was just the numbers, and it did outsell Halo 4. Looks like Uncharted 4 outsold Halo 4 because it's saying Halo 5 sold 5 million copies in 3 months. Uncharted 4: Thief's End sold an incredible 8.7 million copies in 2017.
In 8 months, yeah.
So,
Or 7 months or
so
whatever.
Halo 5 sold around 5 million in 3 months. That's faster than Uncharted. Livewires are saying Halo 5 sold around 5 million in 3 months. That's faster than Uncharted 4. And as far as money, Halo 5 and Uncharted 4 aren't even in the same ballpark. Rec Pack is king.
These people are actually. I'm part of the State of Decay technical test, and I missed the last weekend's technical test. So I was actually going through the comments of what people has left, and there was people in there begging for them to put in microtransactions.
I know, it's fucked up.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, don't ask for microtransactions.
But it's shocking.
He's celebrating microtransactions.
Yeah, it's like Rick Pack's a king. He's like, that shouldn't be in Halo. Halo never had microtransactions like this. The armor you had was meritorious. You got it for beating the game on Legendary or doing shit in multiplayer, and you showed that shit off because you showed it like, wow, he's got the such and such helmet. Wow, he's got the such and such thing.
Yeah, that means you put in the work.
Lucky. You just buy it or get lucky. It's all random. And someone says, has Uncharted 4 passed Halo 2 or 3 user base, which is irrelevant? Yeah, no. But Halo 5 did. No one is playing Uncharted 4 unless they have no other option. Its multiplayer isn't great. Again, doesn't matter. And someone said, but its single player is amazing. And not on 343's best day will they even create an experience that's half as good. Livewire says, it's good to you, but to be honest, Uncharted story isn't all that. I never cared about any of those characters, but if you like it, that's what's up. And of course, Livewire has also said that Horizon Zero Dawn is boring. So, of course, because it's on Sony, on a Sony system, it's boring and it sucks and not all that. But all the Crackdown, Sea of Thieves, and State of Decay, 0 out of 3 am I interested in.
Me too.
Will be absolutely, yeah. They're gonna outsell Horizon Zero Dawn.
I won't buy any of those 3.
Oh boy. Someone said, I think there was more hype for Horizon than those 3 games. Multiplayer makes a game last longer, but I don't think that means it will sell better. We haven't seen any real gameplay for these, sure that they'll all sell better. He said, State of Decay is already out elsewhere, if I recall correctly, and Crackdown has several gameplay vids, plus we can already guess what it's like. Livewire says State of Decay 2 and Crackdown 3 had teaser trailers, but they didn't have gameplay shown like PS4 did for Horizon Zero Dawn and Days Gone. SOT is an alpha. Sea of Thieves is an alpha. And so Sachi says it sounds like Microsoft is neglecting these games, then honestly. And Livewire says PS4 Pro didn't improve games on PS4 like the Scorpio will, because it always comes back to Scorpio, you see. So we know Xbox is holding all new games until E3, except Sea of Thieves. And of course, someone asked, why are you bringing up Scorpio?
Well, somebody actually made a mention today on the podcast I was on that kind of made a good point. Is like if you're a just a regular game, like a casual gamer, and you haven't bought one of these consoles, and you're thinking about buying an Xbox, and you might go to YouTube and type in Xbox or whatever to see what type of channels pop up. There, almost every Xbox channel that I've ever found, you don't see them talking about games. You don't see them talking about the Xbox One S or anything. It's all about Scorpio, like Scorpio this, Scorpio that, like Scorpio. And if you go to like the PlayStation channels, they're talking games, but they're obviously there's some talking, the PS4 Pro and PS4 Slim, but it's not like that they've made the previous consoles from the PS4 Pro just irrelevant. And so it's like the message is completely different between the two sides. And so as a casual, if you have $300 to spend, do you really feel confident buying the Xbox One S whenever nobody's even talking about it? Like it's almost become like a forgotten thing. And it's like, do you actually have faith in buying it, knowing that you made a sound purchase, that you're going to be able to play all the games and stuff? Obviously, I mean, Microsoft channels that you're seeing doesn't make it seem like that you are. It seems like you have to get the Scorpio. I think that's actually going to hurt them as well. There was other news that popped up that I gotta remember which one it was, because I had notifications have just gone crazy for the past week. If Brim and Shaner would, show up, then we could have actually done this.
Okay. The last week, I was on the road. I drove 600 miles.
That's not there's no excuse.
And this last time I was at Brimstone's house, so I wasn't near a PC, but he was.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, like, he could have got you. Like, we know that there's more than one PC in there.
Oh yeah, there's like 3.
I mean, he could have brought y'all in there and like said, "Okay, we're gonna get on the the podcast." Is Brimstone even here?
No, he had to go barbecue.
Jesus.
So what's
Barbecue
that?
this late?
Yeah, he I don't know. I think he just got off work like an hour ago. So, what's that game called you've been playing on the Xbox?
Voodoo Vince.
Is it any good?
Yeah, I mean, if you like platformers,
I love platformers.
It's actually to me, I gave it a 7 out of 10, but it's a remaster done right. Like I've seen the gameplay of the original, and it's pretty. I mean, the gameplay really hasn't changed much, but the whole look of the game, I mean, basically the same setting, but I mean, it looks brought up to date. The game runs pretty much solid 60 frames per second. Limited with your moves and stuff. I mean, like, you have a spin move, you have a punch move, and then you have like you're a voodoo doll, so you have like a special power, like whatever you inflict, you push the two bumpers, and whatever I think it's about either bumpers or the triggers, and whatever damage you inflict to yourself, you inflict to the the enemies around you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it's actually a pretty fun little thing. It's got I mean, it's not like this really in-depth story or anything, but I mean, it's actually a pretty little fun story. I mean, and I mean, that's one of the reasons why I went ahead and bought the Xbox One S now, is because I wanted to play Voodoo Vince. I'm a really big platformer fan, And so whenever I saw that that was a platform, I was like, yeah, I gotta try that out. And I definitely am not disappointed. It was actually a really good game.
You gonna play Forza Horizon 3 now that you have Xbox One?
I played a little bit of the Forza Horizon 3, but I mean, I think without playing with people, I just got fucking bored. I played the Hot Wheels, and here I am just driving around and whatever. I mean, just it kind of felt just boring.
Yeah, it's
So
a slow grind.
It's not as fun as Forza Horizon 2 to me.
Yeah.
I think Forza Horizon 2 felt more fluid, and this one really feels like you got to like just get anywhere.
I just don't like racing games. Really, it's not my thing. I mean, my favorite racing game is Grand Theft Auto 5. So that's
Well,
There are great
well, the
races in
racing. I mean,
GTA, though.
the racing games. I'm not really like a huge fan of the racing games, but like the Forza Horizon, since they're kind of like the open world type racer. Horizon 2, it really added a whole new kind of elements that they kind of got me excited for it. It was actually a really fast paced racer. And Forza Horizon 3 is a great game. I mean, it's not like it's bad, but it took the fast pacedness of Forza Horizon 2 and slowed it down quite a bit.
Yeah,
and
that it did.
that's the part. That's the part that I really just don't really like about it. That's the only negative I can say about it. But I think that if I'm gonna play it, because I bought the Hot Wheels expansion and the Blizzard.
Oh, Blizzard Mountain's fun.
Yeah, but I'd like to probably play, like, maybe like one day hook up with like you and play that, like we can race together or whatever.
Yeah.
Playing by myself on that was just it was like like you said, it's just a grind. It just got boring real quick, and I just turned it off and went back to my PlayStation.
Yeah, it's slow as fuck when it comes to that grind. Like Destiny's a faster grind, and that's pretty slow. And so
Sad. I mean, and especially going from like, because Forza Horizon 2, like I said, it was really fast paced. Like you could bam, bam, bam. Like you felt like you were always doing something. And to Forza Horizon 3 is like a huge step backwards in that aspect. And I mean, they of course they made huge steps forwards and everything else, but in that one aspect, which is a big deal to me, it just done so much that it's not really even fun anymore. Like I can play Forza Horizon 2 for hours, and I can't play Forza Horizon 3, but maybe an hour at a time.
the cars feel a lot better to me in 2. Like when you change cars, you can feel the difference, as opposed to like 3 you can, but it's not nearly as much.
Like you can, like, especially when you go from like a 4-door sedan to like a 2-door sports car, like in Forza Horizon 2, like there was a noticeable difference.
Mm-hmm.
And in 3, it's kind of like, yeah, I mean one's a little bit tighter, one's a little bit looser, but not. It wasn't really a huge.
Yeah,
I got like myself a big,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Which is kind of like it's kind of upsetting after seeing how great enjoyed to go from that to, because that's a big portion of it to me for enjoying a racing game, is how kind of the different cars feel, and then also like the I guess the speed of which you can play. Because Drive Club's kind of the same way. Drive Club's kind of like a grind. It's not near as slow as Forza Horizon 3, but it's a grind, and I can only play it for so long, and then I just kind of like, yeah, I just gotta get off of it. I can't.
Where'd Brimstone go?
To barbecue.
I
To
asked the same
make his
question.
dinner. Yeah.
Fucking
Whose
what?
channel's this on?
Brimstone.
Oh, okay, just make sure.
But yeah, in 3 they also took out, when you break all the fast travel boards. Like I figured, okay, it'll speed up then because you'll be able to fast travel anywhere like you can in 2. No, you can't.
Nope.
I mean, you break them all, you get an achievement. That's it.
Yeah,
So-
there's really no purpose in the fast travel boards anymore besides the achievement, which is kind of pointless. Like, why call them fast travel boards?
Exactly. That kind of pissed me off.
It's like to me that there's a lot of noticeable. I don't know how the game scored what it did. I would never have put that thing at a 93 or a 92 or whatever it was. not.
Maybe
to-
the graphics, because it is pretty. I mean, I'll give it that.
I mean, the graphics obviously are like 9 out of 10, but the gameplay and everything that they cut out of 2 and from 2 and put in didn't put in 3. To me, the game maybe hits an 8 out of 10. I mean, it's a great game. It just like those aspects like that just really take me out of it. But as far as like the concept, the look, it's a great game. I think it'd be better if you played with friends. Like it's one of those games that you kind of have to play with somebody.
Yeah. But again, that feeds into the Xbox Online thing. I mean,
Goes back to their little narrative of multiplayer games, which I mean, if you look at it, I mean, it makes sense for them because they came into consoles right when the internet really started to boom. And so their focus from the original Xbox was to get the Ethernet port, the Ethernet in there, and then it kind of went from the original Xbox, to a really big deal in the 360, and now pretty much the only deal in the Xbox One. And so I mean, it makes sense on their business standpoint, but it was really just weird to see them a PlayStation game and a Nintendo game as proof that the reason why he's doing what he's doing on his console. And it's like, yeah, maybe you might want to use like you could easily say, games like Rise and Quantum Break, they're just not supported very well on our brand, but the multiplayer games really are. And use like, Halo 5 and Overwatch or whatever, like you show some sort of reason why you're wanting to do this on your console, but don't use like 2 games that sold really damn well as the reason as proof that they don't really have the same impact. But what interests me though is because the people who make Hitman,
yeah.
Yeah.
Were
IO, something like that, right?
yeah, IO Interactive, I think it is. It's
Yeah.
IO something. They've been released by Square Enix, and so now that and Hitman IP is actually, I don't know if they make anything else besides Hitman IP, but
I think
I
they
know
get
the
to keep
Hitman
it.
IP and I mean that company and the along with the Hitman IP with them, are up for grabs.
Yeah, because they'll keep the IP. It just depends on who buys them both. They both go
Yeah.
together.
I'm just wondering, like, I'm hoping either Sony or Microsoft do. Microsoft definitely needs to, because I mean they like the first party support, but I just don't want to see a company like EA, grab them. I mean, I guess maybe Ubisoft could grab them. Bethesda, shit. I mean, they just fuck up every damn game. Hope that somebody picks them up because I don't want to see the Hitman IP go away.
Yeah, me neither. It's a great series.
And did you do the this new Hitman?
No, because they did it in episodes, and I'm still on the fence about that. So has it been released as a whole yet, though?
Yeah, it's released as a whole now, but that's
Okay.
that's the thing that we brought up today is because Microsoft did the whole talked about like releasing episodic single player games on that Game Pass, kind of like a way to still be able to do single player games but don't have to like dump as much money into it like right up front. And so people were using like Hitman as a way to prove that it really doesn't work. I was like, that's kind of unfair because if a lot of people, the people that were saying this didn't actually buy the Hitman game, and because of the fact that it was episodic.
I've heard it's really good as far as games go.
It is a really good game, and it actually really worked really well with the episodes because
Yeah, because they did a good job really filling each one out.
yeah, and then also like filling in between the times, and like when you had those like the actual in real world targets, like James Bushi or whatever his name is. You had, I think, him in a couple of other famous people that you had to go kill. they did a really good job at that, like of doing the episodes. But the reason why it failed is because when you hear Hitman, you're thinking the full game. You're not thinking episodic. And so a lot of people that were a fan of the Hitman games kind of just said, "Fuck you, I'm not buying it because you're not selling it to me in pieces."
Mm-hmm.
And they really missed out on a really good game. But I think it's unfair to use Hitman as a measure for like Microsoft's be able to be successful in that area, because I think if you took like a new IP,
Yeah, something that didn't have already had a reputation
Yeah.
and a precedent.
I think then you could maybe do it as an episodic if you do it right. Obviously,
Yeah.
as an episodes, I think that it can succeed on that.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, Telltale works really well, but I think would have to be some sort of game kind of like Telltale, where it's really heavy story driven, or like a Hitman, like how they did, because they really did a good job with it, I think. And if you haven't picked it up, if you like Hitman, if it ever goes on sale, I mean, I don't know if I'd spend $60 on it, but it's definitely worth the pickup because the game looks amazing, and it's a lot of fun actually. There's I think like 4 or 5 different scenarios you can go through to beat each. And so like if you play it one way and you finish it, you can actually go back and by playing it a different way, it actually feels like you've changed the game, like you're playing a whole new level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard like the places for the guards and a lot of the things, and the people and the stuff in it can be totally randomized and swapped around a bit.
Yeah, when you play a different, like the people that you like, they're like the NPCs don't just go to a certain spot every single time. Like they're different every single time you play it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually, I mean, they did a really good job on it. I'd like to. I kind of wish that more people would have bought into the idea, because it would have been nice to see like what they would have done. But from what I understand, they're still going to release season 2 for Hitman.
Mm-hmm.
Going to do that even though they've been released from Square Enix. So that's actually good that they're still going to follow through with their game.
Yeah, but
This
they've always had stuff lined up and assets ready in the
Oh, yeah.
works.
Yeah. See, what I
because
don't.
if
Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
just hoping if they go independent, I hope that they can actually have the funds to continue their games like they want to. But if they can't, then and somebody picks them up, I hope it's a company that at least allows them to flourish in the way they do, because I think they do a really good job. IO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, what I don't like about the whole episodic thing that's not Telltale, because they have a good reputation with it, but it's easy for like Microsoft to cancel games like Scalebound or whatever, which are big projects. So if they do an episodic game to where they don't got to dump all the money into it up front, what happens when they
Yeah.
get it 2 or 3 episodes in and maybe it's not doing as well as they had hoped, but there's still a bunch of people that like it. So they just
Yeah, or even
abandon it.
worse,
yeah.
it does just fine and it's still profitable, but it's not profitable enough.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
that's a very fair assessment with Microsoft. Because like people were talking about like today, like what are you excited for at E3 with Microsoft? I'm like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like any game they announce, I don't even know if it's coming out.
But
And
no
then,
one cared about Scalebound until they canceled it. It's like, well, people had no reason to really talk about it all that much, and they just waited for all the info to come out and everything to happen. And
I
see
was
what,
I was dead set on Scale Down. Like that was like my
'cause that
game
looked
that I
sorta nifty.
really wanted. And when they canceled it, that's ultimately what made me sell all my Xboxes. I just get rid of them because I was like, I'm done. And then here I am again with one. But
you showed them.
at least I only have one and not 4. So I'm
Well,
I'm still making a stand,
He's
but just
ahead of
not
the
as strong as
curve.
one. Yeah, that's a very good point with that. But from what I understand, like with Game Pass, like because they were going to release it on Game Pass first, like once the game is finished, then release the full game on the store for the people to buy. But the reason why I think that they were using and saying that there's some sort of like more of a guarantee there, is that if they have, okay, say they have 30 million consoles sold, if 10% buy into Game Pass, that's $3 million or 3 million people at $10 a month. So you're looking at what, is that 30 million a month? And so they can then that's their budget for being able to put into the next episode, because that's a guarantee. Like, you're, even though that one episode's on there, that 30 million that they're for Xbox Game Pass episode for it. But my thought is, like, what if like half the people that buy into it, you release your first episode, they don't like it, and then half the people cancel their money, or half the people cancel their Game Pass, down to 150 million, or whatever. You don't have that same cushion, or that 15 million. You don't have that same cushion that you did before, so that the next episode either might suffer or actually, like you said, get canceled. And so if they're gonna do episodic, they need to do it to me, they need to do it just on the store, like Telltale does. And just like let everybody either buy into it or not.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't see how having something like that be only with a Game Pass would be better. Workable, maybe better. I don't see how.
Yeah,
I
I
don't see
mean,
how it could possibly make
it's
it better.
definitely workable with it, but I don't think, yeah, like you said, I don't think it can be better, because you're cutting out like a lot of well, what 98% of your potential profits that you could be making from it. You're trying to force everybody into going to Game Pass. I mean, that's one of the only two things that can come of it. Either you're cutting yourself out of profits, or you're literally just trying to be a sneaky way of forcing people over to the Game Pass rather than buying games.
I mean, how much money and sales are you going to be out just for the sake of getting people on the Game Pass?
I would say probably quite a bit.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, I'm not buying into Game Pass. There's no reason. Even
Yeah.
if they do an episodic game on there, I'll either wait for the game to come on the store. If it doesn't, then I'm just gonna miss that game, because buying into it just for that one game, because all the other games on there, they're older Xbox One games and 360 games that I've either already played in the first place. So like it's pointless for me, and so I'm not buying into it just so I can, I guess, further justify their reasonings for shunning half of their, the 3/4 of their audience.
Yeah.
And people kind of try to use PS Now as a well, PS Now does it with PlayStation games. I'm like, but they don't release any game. Like, there's no games that they're releasing solely on PS
Yeah.
Now.
There's no exclusivity to PS Now when it comes to their games.
Yeah, like there's like you literally can buy the PlayStation and never even think about PlayStation Now and be perfectly fine.
Mhm.
But if they do that with the Game Pass, like, now you've got to, if you're really wanting to get all their games, you have to, like, think about buying a console, then buying your online, and then buying another Game Pass, just so that way you can get access to all their games, which is completely like
Yeah, just a fee here, a fee there, a fee here, a fee there.
it's completely anti-consumer, and I just don't know how
just
anybody
buy
can
a
be
PC
supporting
so
it.
you can play your games, right?
Yeah.
What happened to that?
I don't even
Well,
look
people
at
are justifying it.
release dates anymore.
Of course, people justify anything if it's their company of choice.
Yeah.
I just don't
People
see it
can
as
find a way to justify anything.
I mean, I know you always said that, and I never really got into like a lot of these conversations with people before, but the more and more I do now, man, like
It really is like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
like it doesn't matter what these companies do; they will find some way to look for a reason how it's good that this is happening.
literally point out, like, just one by one, like how it's bad, and they're like,
Yeah.
but no, look
Well,
what this does. Like,
but all these. If
It's
if
like,
fans
what
and
the
butts were
hell?
candy and nuts, what a wonderful Christmas we'd have.
it amazes me on, like, so willing to accept and then defend the stupidity of these companies.
It's I mean, it's almost like Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, kind of.
It's like someone is clearly trying to abuse you for money here, but you just can't. You're not only not resisting it, but you're going along with it. I mean, you're seeing. Oh no, it's not. No, they're not trying to do this. It's something else. They're something. It's not like that.
And they
That's why the dog doesn't have a baseball cap with a Steam logo on it. That's why I don't have a Asus logo or a Cooler Master logo. It's like that. There's no logos. I don't have any logos on my.
Well, there's no benefit from the logo. I mean, like,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, if they were sponsoring me, at least I could say, yeah, they paid me money to do this, and so they just want to promote them. At least you could say,
understandable.
yeah, at least you could say they're giving me money to do this.
And I like it would be completely understandable if Microsoft were paying these people to like promote their products and to like be out there, you know, kind of like combating some of the negativity. Yeah, I'd be like, all right, well, yeah, that's justifiable. You know, you're being paid to do this, so
Yeah, and
therefore,
not all promotions are the same. Some
Yeah.
promotions can be totally fine. There are ways to do promotions totally fine. Like I wanted to do one with Zotac, but they just didn't have stuff that it didn't quite work out at the moment. But I mean, there was good ways to do it and there are bad ways to do it.
doing it
And it's
for
all
free
in
and
the details of how you get it done. But when everything a company does is beyond reproach and cannot be bad, and you come up with all these reasons and do these mental gymnastics in your head, here's how it really is good. It can't possibly be bad. It's bad. I mean, it's bad for you. It's bad for the people who listen to you. You're being dishonest to the people who want your stuff. But maybe some people just want to hear lies that they want to hear.
I mean, if you look at the way the world's going, it's kind of. I mean, people rather believe they feelings over facts.
Yeah.
Makes
And
them
so, I
feel
mean,
all warm and tingly.
it's kind of the same concept here. Do what?
Makes them feel all warm and tingly when they hear the lies they want to hear.
It really does. I mean, it does, but I've always been the person that I'd rather you be blunt, honest with me than sugarcoat anything or even lie, for sure lie to me to make me feel better.
Yeah, I'm in the same way. And a lot of times people, especially, you go to Twitter, places like that, a lot of people give criticism to you in a very harsh and overly blunt sort of manner. And so people can't see past that to the actual criticism beneath. And so they don't even listen to it.
Well,
But
when
I
they
mean,
do it
there's a
like
reason
an
these.
insult, I mean,
Well, yeah, you can insult. Yeah, if you get insulted, there might actually be a point beneath the insult. You might not
Yeah.
like it, but
Yeah, I always try to whenever every time any form of criticism I get, whether it be like through an insult or through actual just criticism, I always try to read like between the lines and actually try to figure out like what they were trying to say to see if there is some merit behind it. And because I don't ever get offended by somebody saying like you fucking suck or whatever. Like if you tell me I'm fucking suck and then you tell me like some sort of reason, I'm not stuck at you fucking suck. Like, why would you say that to me? I mean, no, I'm actually looking at the reason and trying to figure out a way to at the next way to make it better, to where if it's something that's legitimate. But so many people today, like they like it, like as soon as you say like you fucking suck, everything that
anything else you say is
because they're still stuck at the fact that I cannot believe you said that to me. It's
yeah.
like
Now, if you go to my Gmail account and that's how you start off your sentence, then I'm just not going to read the rest of the email. But so don't even try. But I mean, maybe there's something buried in there. I don't know. I got better things to do.
The problem is too many people turn it up to 12 and exaggerate the shit out of their criticism to where it is an insult. It's not criticism anymore. They're insulting you.
Well, that's the thing is like, and so you gotta take each one and look at it individually rather than just seeing a word in there and going, okay, well, you just insulted me. I don't give a shit what you said. Because I mean, to me, I'd rather you and like if you are the type of person that you just have to insult somebody when you're giving criticism, I'd rather you do that and at least give me the criticism like your channel is great, or your content's great or whatever, then to tell me that and me continue repeating the same mistake over and over again.
Well,
Um,
it's like the people that go, you know what, your wife's ugly and your videos suck. There's no need for that first part.
that's not really criticism. That's just being
That's what I'm
insultful.
talking
But
about. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, like there's so many people like that will say like, your wife's ugly and your channel sucks, and then they'll give you the actual reasons. But like there's so many people today that once they see those very first words, the insult part, and bother with the other part, like they're just like, "Fuck you, I'm blocking you. I can't believe you said that," because whatever. It's like everybody's so sensitive with their feelings these days. Like it's just it's
Yeah,
just
I
so
get what you mean.
frustrating. I've been watching a lot of like Ben Shapiro here lately, and I really like that guy. I mean, he actually has a lot of good points.
Mm-hmm. I've been watching him for a while. My
I mean,
favorite Q.
I think that I got introduced to him by a couple of Facebook like videos, like short videos, like where people had clipped them together. YouTube to find him. I think originally I found like where people have taken like excerpts from his speeches and stuff. But I was able to come across his actual channel, or where they post his full lectures. And I've been listening to him, and he actually like in a way where he doesn't like, even though he says like facts over feelings, like he doesn't do anything to try to insult you. Um, and he actually says it in a very logical sense. I mean, it's kind of hard to fight against like what he's saying. I saw somebody the other day. That was the other night. I was watching when we were supposed to do the live stream on Wednesday. Um, he somebody stood up and was like, yes, and that like he's like, well, you got to prove that unconscious bias even exists. Like he goes, I'm sure, yeah. I mean, it might happen. And he's like, but on a scale of like making it a thing, he's like, there's no science to prove that. He's like, and plus, if it's an unconscious bias, there's no way to control it because you never know what's happening. It never enters into your thought. And he's like, and plus, thoughts don't always manifest into actions. And she's like, what? Can you please explain how you can come to that? He's like, well, yeah. He's like, having about coming up here strangling me for the way what I've said. You're not doing it. So, she's like, that's not happening. And so she couldn't see past the thought of like, how many times have you thought into your head, your words or whatever, but you've never spoke the words, or somebody cut you off and in the thing. He was like, fuck you, I'm going to kill you or whatever. And you obviously you're not. That like this person legitimately thought that all your thoughts manifest into actions. Could you imagine living in a world where every bit of your thoughts were?
I raped 3 people a day. That I
but
murdered 4 others.
Everybody would be in jail.
Also, I blew up a car with my mind.
I saw something recirculated today that was from about like 2 years ago that's absolutely ridiculous, and it's coming back up on all the popular Facebook gaming pages. And that's the virtual rape thing, when someone teabags someone in like COD or Halo or whatever.
Virtual rape.
Yeah, I was like, I forgot all
Sexual
about that stupid
assault.
shit, but it's back now.
It's got like people are really pressing it hard now, especially since virtual reality is becoming more and more talked about. It seems like I keep on seeing more and more videos on virtual rape, and I'm like, it just doesn't happen. Like
I
it
see
can't
you
be.
do not understand anything about anything. Tell me more.
And Kotaku is a big pusher of it.
I know, they're always stirring the damn pot for no reason.
Virtual rape.
Funny, they actually have you seen the H3H3 lawsuit thing?
Yeah.
Nope.
Kotaku wrote an art. Well, he's being sued by he like basically he does you do, but he does more like crappy like the crappy videos on the internet. He commentates on that and stuff.
Who?
Well, what H3H3 Productions.
Yeah. Ian.
He did that the video, and he got sued or whatever. Now I guess they're still going through it, and now they're starting to spend their own money on it because of the money that Philip DeFranco raised and stuff. Is they blew through that. And it's like $50,000 a month for their attorney, and makers of Payday 2 actually have saw what they were going through, and they've made DLC for Payday 2. It's like a $4.99 DLC where you can actually play as Ethan and Hila, and every bit of the proceeds, every bit of money that the money that's actually purchased from that will go to them to help fight their fair use battle. And they did an article about it and like kind of like making it feel like that they were, being wronged, which they are, and that the Payday 2 people were actually a pretty decent people. And one of the comments, like one of the top comments in the thing was, "I'm confused. Like, do we feel sorry for them and donate, or do we hate them because you just wrote this article and like listed it out like where Ethan gave the Jew hating PewDiePie a pass, like hit a pass because of him being a YouTuber rather than like calling him out on his anti-Semitism." And they were like, "Well, we don't tell anybody to hate anybody." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, you literally do. You actually tell people that this is wrong and like he's a hateful person." So like it's almost like you're guilting people into hating what you're supposed to hate PewDiePie. So it was kind of like interesting to see how they went full circle with Ethan, that hated person, because he sided with PewDiePie rather than the Wall Street Journal. And now all of a sudden, like they're
Is any same
like
person?
now they're putting out this piece about Ethan is and how great the Payday 2 developers are. So it's kind of like they don't give a shit about the anti-Semit, things that what PewDiePie were doing. They don't give a shit about any of that stuff. The only thing
The
they're there
jokes,
for,
basically.
obviously, I'm just saying it like how they put it. I mean, I don't think they're anti-Semite anything at all. But they don't give a shit about it. The only thing they care about is, will you click and read my article?
It is awesome though that the Payday developers did that. I mean, you got.
I think it is. I think it's a great thing. I think more it's nice to see developers actually recognizing what these YouTubers, especially the bigger channels like Rags and stuff like that, what they can bring to their game. And so I think it's actually a really great thing to see them, as a thanks to all that y'all have done for us, and now we're going to go ahead and do something for you. And it's actually really cool. I would never have thought a developer like a Payday 2 game would actually ever do that. I figured if it was anything, it'd be like an indie game,
Yeah.
actual AAA game. One of the few things that happen, in gaming that's actually a good thing from the developers.
Anyways, guys, it's been almost 2 hours. Was there anything else
Yeah.
you guys wanted to talk about, or do you want to
No,
wrap it up?
I'm all good.
I think I'm good. I can't think of anything else that, was gaming related or whatever that's coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm done.
All right, guys. Well, I don't really have anything like smart ass to say. Does anyone? I don't.
I'm fresh out of smartass, man. I'm too tired to.
Yeah, me too. But thanks, guys, for listening. We'll catch you on Wednesday. Remember the art contest. So thanks. You've been great. This has been the Game Talk. Catch you next time.